Hey guys, we're talking about measurement today, particularly area and perimeter. We'll talk about a little bit on circumference as well and the area of a circle. So for the first one here, we've got find the area of a triangle. So the first thing we're going to do whenever we're responding to a question like this is to write the rule. And a triangle is half of a parallelogram, so half base times height will give me the answer. In this case, the base is 8 and the height is 10. So this is half of 8 times 10, which is 40 units. Our units are both in centimetres, so the answer is in centimetres squared. The next question wants to find the perimeter of the following shape. However, the rule for perimeter is add up all the sides, but some of these sides aren't actually given to us. This one along the bottom, this one across the top, so we have to deduce what they are. You can see by these tiny little marks here that they indicate that these are equal in side length, and they're also equal to this one over here. So we can see that this is 5 meters, and we can see that this is 5 meters. So that means we can work out that this side here is 5 by 5, which is 10 meters, and this one here is 5 plus 15, which is 20 meters. So to go along this side, and then back up, and then back across, the perimeter is going to equal 2 lots of 10 plus 20. So we have 2 times 30, which equals 60. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead and add all those ones up. 5 plus 15 is 25. Plus another 5 is 30, plus 20 is 50, plus 10 is 60. So we can always double check that. Make sure you remember the units at the end, otherwise you'll probably miss out on some marks. For our next one, we're looking at finding both circumference and the area of the circle below. So you need to know what the circumference, how to find the circumference of a shape. In this case, it's 2 meters in radius, so we're going to use that the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. No point saying the circumference is equal to pi d when you don't have the diameter. And when we do the area of this, we'll remember that the rule for area is pi r squared. Let's go ahead and put those values in. So this is 2 times pi times the radius, which is 2. And we can do this in any order. So the answer is actually 4 pi. Our units are meters not squared, because it's just a distance. However, that's how you'd answer it if you didn't have a calculator. If you did have a calculator, obviously you'd then go and work that out by keying that in as 4 times pi, which is going to be approximately 3.14. Now, on most calculators, your pi button, you'll need to use one of the shift options or the second function options. So look for that one. In this case, we've got to do 4 times pi, and our answer is going to be, as listed there, 12.5. And 2 decimal points is fine, so 12.57 will be our answer for this question. Now, remembering our units, this is just meters. This is the distance around the outside. Over on the other side here, we've got area, and quite interestingly, you'll see in a second, when we square this value, which we're putting in as 2, we get the exact same value, except in this case, we're talking about area, which is meters squared. So again, when we multiply this by approximately 3.14, we're going to have, again, 12.57 meters, but in this case, again, it's area. So it's the space that takes up. Meters squared. 2 more great questions to finish up with. In this case, you have to identify that this is, well, it tells you it's a trapezium, and you'll remember that the area of a trapezium is half of the length of the 2 parallel sides multiplied by the distance between them. It looks like this. So let's put in our values. It's half of a plus b. Now these are the 2 parallel sides. You can tell by the little symbols that indicate that. 7 plus 11, and we need to multiply that by 3. So this is going to be 18, and we half of 18 is 9, multiplied by 3, Our answer is 27 meters. We're talking about area, so it's squared. For our final question on this sheet, what we're looking at is an interesting shape. It's actually combined two parts. And although it doesn't quite say it, I'm pretty confident we can assume that this is exactly a semicircle. It's a semicircle with diameter of 55 meters. So therefore that distance is going to be the radius. To find the radius, we get half of the diameter. To get that, we get 55 divided by 2, which ends up being 27.5 meters. So we've got two shapes here. So our area of this unusually shaped block of land is equal to half of the area of a circle plus the area of the rectangle below it. I'm going to do both of these at once, but you could do half the area of a circle first, and then you could do half the area of, the full area of the rectangle, and then add those two things together. But I don't want to, so I'm going to do it this way. So half, what's the area of a circle? Well, that's pi r squared again. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. So I've got half times pi times the radius squared, which as we said was 27.5. And then we are getting 25 times 55. So I think at this point I'm pretty happy just to key all that straight into the calculator. I might just get this answer and then add that to the other one just to see if we're not doubling up on mistakes. So the semicircle will end up being 1187.91 and change, and 25 times 55 gives us 1,375. We add those two together. And we end up with 2,562.91. And our units again, so this is area we're talking about. We've used meters the whole way through. We're with meters squared. And we're done.